Christian here with Forward Momentum. I have got possibly one of the easiest modifications I've ever done on my Lexus GS series car. I want you to be able to do the same modification, so I'm going to walk you through the steps. As you'll see on my right hand side, the brake light is activated on the upper side of the tail light. As you'll see on my left hand side, it's not. This is how the vehicle comes stock from the factory. And it's as simple as connecting one wire to get this to activate. I expect for both sides it to take you only 30 minutes. It's easy, and I'm going to walk you through all the steps. So let's take a look at the tools you're going to need to perform this simple modification. These are the tools you're going to need to do this modification. You don't need a drill, but you're going to need probably a deep well 10mm socket in order to get the tail lights out. Electrical tape, wire cutters, X-Acto knife, Phillips head screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, small, and a soldering iron is optional but highly recommended. You can also use wire taps if you want to do it that way, but I always like to solder my connections. Let's get started. First thing you're going to need to do is to remove the tail light, and I'll show you how to do that. Next, you need to access the two ports that are located on the taillight bezel, which are here and here. And you do that by using a flathead screwdriver, and you pop them off of there. All you do is go underneath and pull out like that. There you go. And then you can take your 10mm, or you can use a Phillips head here, but take it out like that, right there. Now the light is ready to come off. This is the upper bulb, and the crazy thing is if you take this out, it's a double filament bulb. So when you go to replace this bulb, it's a double filament, which makes no sense because the only time it activates is during parking light and headlight activation. This black wire here actually goes down into the harness and terminates and ends. It doesn't even connect to anything. So we are going to take this black wire in here, and we're going to actually tap into this green and white wire down here. See if I can pull it through. There you go, look at that. It just ends. It literally runs in there and ends. So my suggestion is to loosen this up, pull the black wire through. What we're going to do then is we're actually going to tap it right into this green and white wire here. And the way to make it easier to tap this wire, I also suggest very carefully cutting back this cover. Okay. And essentially what we're going to do is we're going to solder it in right there. I'm going to go ahead and use my X-Acto knife, and I'm going to expose the wire in a good spot here. Now that the wire is exposed, we can gauge how long we want this to be. I'm going to allow a little extra. So go ahead and cut that. There we go. And now I will wrap it around this and we'll solder it up. Okay. Go ahead and wrap it with electrical tape to protect the new connection. And if you want to be really picky about it, you can go ahead and wrap this again right here just to make sure it stays protected. These holes in here, that. And what I suggest doing is fastening these back on first. It'll just hold the light in place instead of trying to come from this side. This is where a Phillips head will work pretty well just to get it started. So let's just get this top one on real quick. Make sure you don't cross thread it. Once it's on there, take your 10mm and put it on. Then number 2 down here. Okay. Covers, flat side down. They should snap right into place. Flat side down, snaps right into place. Let's be careful because you could drop it right down in there. Oh, I almost did. Be sure to like the video and to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This has to be one of the easiest modifications I've ever done on a vehicle, and I have done quite a few. It really will only take you 30 minutes, and that includes like 20 minutes trying to figure it out in the first light. It's really easy, guys. Highly recommend the mod. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you on the next modification video. Enjoy the loud Honda in the background. Bad shift. See you next time.